Some of you Georgia drivers may be frustrated now that the new hands-free driving law is in effect, but all hope is not lost for you drivers. There are some solutions in place. Coming up, I'll tell you how you can avoid getting a ticket. We have covered several river rescues, and each time we've heard crews say, if you have plans to get into the river like the one you see behind me, then please, please, please wear your life vest. Now, so the big question still remains, when will this part of Highway 27 reopen? And again, I am near the Geo Food Mart. Well, I've just been informed by GDOT representatives here on the scene, and they tell me that this part of 27 will be closed for days to come. The ACLU met with the Muskogee County Sheriff and Marshal, representatives from the Columbus chapter of the NAACP and the New Life Second Chances Outreach, all who say they're ready to work and do what's right. According to Columbus Mayor Teresa Tomlinson, anything related to the grand jury will still take place tomorrow morning on the ground floor of the Government Center. That's where I am right now.
So for those of you who don't know, she held the Miss America title back in 2013. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of scrutiny over that as it relates to this race. So what do you have to say to those naysayers who doubted you in this race?
Well, hundreds have filled this room, those looking for work and those looking to employ. Those companies include APR, which is in front of me, and I've also seen representatives with the Auburn Public Library on hand as well. Some of you drivers may be a little bit frustrated with today's blockade, but let me just go behind the camera right now and show you how much water we're talking about here, where Columbus police confirmed that accident did happen. Now, as you can see behind me, the scene is starting to clear up, but as we go to video now, I can show you just how active the scene was just moments ago.
If it becomes official that you will become the next mayor of Columbus, what's the first plan of action that you plan to tackle? I'm at one of those badly damaged homes right now. As you can see behind me, there's a gaping hole at the top of this house.
I just wrapped up a conversation with Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones, and he tells me info regarding frequent police visits to this home you see behind me where the shooting happened will be used as part of the investigation. Former medic Stephen Bush and current medics say they are hesitant to speak about the shortage. They say they've seen what's happened to others when they do. Bush says he sent the link to my original story to Columbus Mayor Teresa Tomlinson. You're looking at her Facebook response, which reads, "Thanks, Stephen. I'm looking into it." Bush shares how he feels about the mayor's response.
It's not much. This whole thing has been disappointing in so many, areas.
It's one of those things that we constantly monitor and look for ways to organize, to fill, but in no way are the citizens in peril.
But there was an instance that turned deadly. It happened on September 14th of 2016.
Crews received a call for a baby that wasn't breathing. At the time of the dispatch, an ambulance wasn't available.
That's Assistant Chief Robert Futrell with Columbus Fire EMS. Futrell says because there wasn't an ambulance available at the time, the baby had to be transported to the hospital by a fire truck with a medic on board. Current medics say fire trucks are not equipped with the advanced life support equipment that an ambulance has. The baby was pronounced dead later that day. Current medics and the mayor say it's common for medics to reach level 0. This means no medics within our area are available at the time of an incident. You're looking at a medic call log that was provided to me by a current medic. On March 28th of 2016, CFEMS reached a level 0 9 times in one day. So why aren't there enough medics? All the medics I spoke to say low pay is one of the reasons. This chart shows Columbus marked in red at a salary of just more than $42,500. That's compared to the highest on the chart, Nashville, Tennessee, with a starting salary at just more than $52,000. The mayor wants to find ways to address the medic shortage.
We modified our promotions schedule to allow that if you get a paramedic certification, it will be treated like an associate's degree, and you can get a promotion within 3 years.
Mayor Tomlinson is proposing incentives for fiscal year 2018 to help keep medics and make the position more attractive. She also proposed bumping all medics from a PS-14 pay grade to a PS-15, which would increase pay by $1,200 a year. In addition to that,
$1,000 additional incentive. Right now, if you become a paramedic, you get $5,000 on top of your base pay. And so this would allow for a $6,000 increase on top of your base pay.
A fire lieutenant with more than 30 years experience with CFEMS provided this 10-page document. It's titled EMS in Columbus, Georgia, Past, Present, and Future. He breaks down the $5,000 supplement, $2,500 for EMT certification, another $2,500 for paramedic credentials. He says after deductions, this works out to about $70 extra per 2-week pay period. In this quote, he states, "Firefighter EMTs see the workload of a fire medic and choose not to take paramedic training. $35 per week is not worth it."
It's not something that's just isolated to Columbus. Just about every service in Georgia has a shortage. And I just looked at the job posting site, and there's 346 postings for paramedics in Georgia.
Assistant Chief Futrell has been employed with CFEMS for nearly 40 years. He says there are 26 field medics, but the department is 10 field medics short. Current medics say they work 24 hours and then they're off 48. They say while working, though, they rarely get a break because of the shortage.
We've been using ranked paramedics to fill in on the unit sometimes to give the current field medics a break.
Your sergeants?
Yeah, the sergeants and lieutenants.
Another current medic says he was recently promoted to sergeant. He says over the years there have been cuts in pay. He says due to increases in retirement and benefits. He also says since his promotion, he's now back to making the pay when he started 10 years ago. Several medics say they have to work a second job to make ends meet. Phil, Teresa, I'm live on County Road 687, where you can see that massive bridge collapse that we showed you last week looks the exact same way it did when we showed you about a week ago. Now, I caught up with residents affected by this issue, and they say they've put in several calls to the owner of this privately owned bridge, and they say the bridge owner has said that crews have been out here working to fix this issue, but as you can see, there's no one out here, and when I was out here just a couple hours ago, that was the case as well. Now, we're about to hear of some other issues from the residents affected by this issue, and I want you to keep in mind that I'm told that just on the other side of this bridge collapse is some 40 people affected, and those people include children, the elderly, and those living with disabilities.
The property owner at this point just says that we're working on it, but this is his idea of working on it. This is as much of a crew to build a bridge that's been down here since it happened.
That's Kevin Cremo. He lives on County Road 687, which isn't far from Glenwood School. That's where this bridge collapsed nearly 1 week ago. The bridge is privately owned by Rock Creek Cove, LLC. Cremo says he's one of about 40 people who say they're basically stuck.
There was a bridge company that was out here, and their estimate was 5 to 6 months at a minimum to get a passable structure.
Cremo says he's thankful many in the valley are consistently lending a helping hand, but it's been a challenge.
Tiger Tires in Auburn was nice enough to buy us a bunch of groceries and have some people deliver them to us. What we've had to do was shuttle across in boats to actually get these supplies.
Cremo, a father of 3, works on post at Fort Benning. Memorial Day, his boss and son paid him a visit.
Weekend's Memorial, Day weekend, and we're supposed to be honoring those that have served. Well, he's still serving. You need to get out here. I mean, there's lives and families at stake.
And back out here live now, I did put a call into the Lee County EMA director, and she tells me that if Alberto does impact this area, then they are prepared to assist those affected by this issue that you see behind me. She says, now when it comes to this bridge per se, they can't necessarily do anything about the bridge because, again, it is privately owned. But let's say a medical concern should arise. EMA representatives are prepared to tackle that issue if that does come up. Now, I did put a call into the owner of this privately owned bridge, but unfortunately, I was not able to get him. He did not answer the phone. I did try to leave a voicemail, but I was unable to do so because the voicemail box had not been set up. For now, though, I'll go ahead and send things back to you in the studio. Live in Lee County and on your side, I'm Ashley Garrett for WRBL News 3. The new Miss Georgia is preparing for her next pageant, Miss America, which is set for September in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Before Annie Jorgensen takes off, though, she's visiting the News 3 studios. Annie, good evening to you. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So we just witnessed you accepting the new title for Miss Georgia 2018. So tell us what was going through your mind at the time. A beloved member of our community, Bishop Ann Hardman, was laid to rest today, surrounded by hundreds of friends and family members. The 2-hour service celebrated Hardman's contributions as an ordained bishop, international missionary, and Superior Court clerk. News 3's Michaela Singleton joins us now with complete coverage. Good evening, and thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Ashley Garrett. Let's get right to tonight's top story. A newly surfaced racist video is striking up controversy tonight with many of our viewers in the valley. You're looking at video that was sent to us by a News 3 viewer. Video video shows a group of young men spelling out the N-word. According to the Russell County Phoenix City NAACP, the young men are students at Central High School. Part of the video involves the group shouting, quote, "To hell with the NAACP." Tonight, representatives are responding with a statement. The statement reads in part, "We are asking that disciplinary actions include temporary suspensions with sensitivity training for the students involved and the school system as well. And above all, we want transparency so that such incidents will not be swept under the rug," end quote. We've reached out to Randy Wilkes, the superintendent of Phoenix City Schools, for comment, but we were unable to reach him tonight. Stick with News 3 for any updates on this story. That macaroni and cheese has to be right, and my mama does a really good job back home in Orlando. Hey, Mom and Dad, if y'all are watching,
hey there.
I know that mac and cheese was on point.
I wanted to try Miss Lyle's mac and cheese. Did not make it over there. I'm a big fan of green bean casserole with the crusty things on top. Yeah, that fried turkey. It's a spot.
You about to have me lose my professionalism talking about food. I love food, y'all.
We can talk food instead of sports.
We'll talk about it a little more in the break. You guys hang tight. We'll be right back.